If you're a fan of My Little Pony, you may have lost some sleep nights trying to find answers to mysteries that were never and probably will never be solved. Hey beautiful people, I'm Julie, and if there's something that was never explained in My Little Pony G4, is the transformation of Princess Luna into Nightmare Moon. I mean, everyone knows the classic story about the alicorn that got mad with sunny days and ended up becoming a much darker and powerful version of itself, who swore to destroy Dawn forever and start an eternal night in Equestria. But where did this evil magic came from? Maybe Luna only used her alicorn powers that she naturally had, or was this story only the first half of it? First of all, we need to be realistic here and admit that the story of My Little Pony isn't the most consistent thing. A clear example of that are the alicorns themselves, who never got a true explanation, mostly the means to become one, as we do not know what is necessary for it. Twilight herself went through a long journey of self-acknowledgement until she became one. As her nephew Flurryheart, just by being the daughter of an alicorn, Princess Cadance is already one. And what is more random is the origin of Queen Chrysalis and her mutant army, who were born from a rotten seed that sprouted into the wild magical tree, which has insect-eating carnivorous plants. Well, I think you get that in My Little Pony universe, magic doesn't follow straight rules, nor behave the same way every time, with everything happening kinda naturally, in a spontaneous way. And you can also be spontaneous and surprise me with your like and subscribing on the channel. On the other hand, the origin story of Nightmare Moon has a similar pattern with a Pony of Shadow's origin, who was a villain right at the end of Season 7. Sturgeon was an unicorn with good intentions, who gathered the 6 pillars of the old Equestria, who become really famous defenders among all ponies. However, with time, Sturgeon started to feel jealous of these warriors and casted a spell to copy their magical abilities in order to try to get some of their glory. The poor unicorn was outcasted and returned years later, consumed by a wish of revenge, who turned him into the Pony of Shadows. And later in the same episode, we discovered that Sturgeon actually wasn't really a villain. The Pony of Shadows was an entity that, in a way, protected him, crafted from his darkest feelings, a force so irresistible that he wouldn't be able to refuse it, at least not after giving everything of himself to it. I wouldn't say that Sturgeon was exactly controlled by the Pony of Shadows. He had some idea of what would happen if he convinced it to. Actually, some moments the one in control was him. But the most interesting part is, if you notice, the Pony of Shadows wasn't destroyed. They get both separated, and the evil creature remained alive. So it probably has existed before Sturgeon reached out to it. So it might stay dormant for many years now, until some point some Pony blinded by hatred and revenge reached out to it. Or it could return to Sturgeon himself in case he started to feel those terrible things again. Tell me in the comments who you think is the most powerful villain of Equestria. Now, where am I getting with this? Maybe I'm tripping, but I believe that show already showed us enough evidence that Nightmare Moon and Princess Luna are two separate beings that share the same body. But hold on a sec, I'm not saying that Luna is a saint who was the victim of a dark being, like the Pony of Shadows and Queen Chrysalis, who only exist because of natural forces. It was Luna herself who created Nightmare Moon inside of her, and that might have been explained in the episode The Princess's Dream of Magical Ship. In the episode, Luna tells the main six that she created a dream parasite called Tantabus. This creature served as sort of a self-punishment to her, who couldn't stop feeling guilty for all the evil she threatened to put over Equestria. Tantabus would serve as a reminder of how evil she could be. But did Tantabus really appeared only after all that? Or is he actually Nightmare Moon trying to reappear? Throughout the episode, the more Luna surrendered to her negative feelings, stronger Tantabus got, and threatened to cross the Dream Realm gate and become a real enemy in the real Equestria. What could represent Nightmare Moon's wish of escaping the moon after being stuck there for a long 1,000-year sentence. At the end of the episode, when Luna finally accepts her dark past as part of herself, Tantabus doesn't disappear, but goes back inside Luna's body and forms a silhouette exactly like hers, representing that even though Luna tries to repress this persona, Nightmare Moon will always be a part of her. And if she wanted to keep this side of her repressed, she would need to remain focused in positive things and never let her bad feelings take a hold of her again. Another thing that we can use as argument that Nightmare Moon is Luna's second personality, we have in the episode Princess Luna, where the princess refers to herself in plural many times. Like if there's more than one person there, she has a lot of difficulty in finding balance between her evil and good versions. She keeps changing the voice all the time and even explains that she's using an ancient royalty language. But for me, this was just another hint that Nightmare Moon remains there, living in her subconscious, waiting for the right moment to free herself. Tell me in the comments who you like more, Luna or Nightmare Moon. That's it for today's video. Thank you a lot for watching this video till here, and hasta la vista!